Good evening. My name is Corry Chopyk, and I stand before you today, an emotionally connected, more confident man. But it hasn't always been this way. I am now a recovering macho man who has worked in male-dominated environments for about half my life. So, for that reason, I'm gonna have to warn you, this is not gonna be a politically correct presentation. Thank you. I worked on the oil rigs for the last 6 years, and like 80% of those men, I am divorced. How many of you are divorced or have been divorced? How many of you remember your wedding day? And for those of you who are single, at least thought about or even fantasized about your wedding day. Hopefully I got you all. Well, I'd like to take you back to my wedding day. Snow-covered mountains and the lake was lapping in the background as I stood on the dock with Jennifer, and I got the most amazing feeling of love come over me. And I thought to myself, I am so lucky to have found the girl of my dreams so young. And I can't wait to share my heart and open up to her fully. I'm remembering that I'm standing there on the lake. And a few months later, I went to call home. It was March 14th, 2010. I went to call home, and I heard that the number you have reached is not in service. And I thought to myself, what the fuck? So I tried her cell phone, and I got the same thing, and now I'm freaking out. But it turns out my wife, who I trusted with my heart, had chosen to leave me with a man that she had been cheating with while I was away at work, less than 2 years after our wedding. And it crushed me. It felt as though she had ripped out my heart, threw it on the ground, danced on it, then fucking punched it. And as you can see now, going back there still brings up emotions for me. A few months later, I was back at work as if nothing had happened. Because remember, macho men do not share their feelings with other dudes. Did you know that there is one divorce every 13 seconds in America? That is 6,646 divorces per day. That is 46,523 divorces per week. And I had just become one of those numbers. And because of what I went through, I turned into the Tin Man. You know, walking around pretending as if I had no heart. And to cover up my own pain, I became the Macho Man. Or the cocky guy that's like, come on, you know you want this. There came a time when I was at work. It was July 7th, 2010. And a life-changing event occurred. Smack! I was hit in the face with a 250-pound metal beam and I almost died. And as I stood or laid in the hospital like Humpty Dumpty, waiting for the doctors to put me back together again, a doctor had handed me a very special coin. It says, "I am a miracle." On the other side is the prayer for serenity. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It took that life-threatening experience for me to look at the way I was living my life. A few years later, I was invited to a seminar where I met Dov Baron. And as much as I didn't want to trust him at first, I had an instant connection to him because he too had his head busted open. Which, as a result, brought me to the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership, where he challenged me by saying, "I'm not interested in assisting the macho man. I need the real Corry to show up so I can show you what is possible for you." Having my head smashed in left me feeling lost. I doubted who I was and definitely what I was capable of. Have any of you secretly felt that way? Being accepted into the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership, I became hopeful because I had a mentor that believed in me enough to hold a vision of me. Getting to that vision that Dov had held for me, I'm going to let you know this right now. It was not a smooth path. There were moments when I felt like I was battling a dragon with a plastic toy sword. There are moments when I wanted to tell that effing Irishman to go screw himself. And I sometimes thought it would be easier to go back there and become the Tin Man again than to keep going down this different path of uncertainty and discomfort. There came a point when I was neck deep in my shit. I was at a fork in the road, and I had to choose a direction to go. And I wanted Dov to tell me. And that's when he replied, "I refuse to support you playing the victim. You are powerful enough to make the decision yourself." And that's when I knew he was there to shine a light so I could see the true power that I possess within me. Now, some of you are probably wondering why a recovering macho man would share his painful journey with you. It's because the old model of being a macho man, it doesn't work. And I'm here to offer you a new model. You know, how some of us guys that have been through a relationship and we're madly in love and we get shit on. And as a result, we have troubles trusting anyone, not just women. Is anyone with me? Some of us, even though we look fabulous, we just don't feel like we have any worth inside. And yet so many of us guys, we so desperately want to connect. We want to find that love again. But it feels like there's an invisible wall that separates us from that real connection. The main problem is once your trust has been broken by someone you loved and you cared about, you start to see everyone that way. A big challenge with secretly not feeling worthy is that we tend to overcompensate by acting like the macho man or pretending like, come on, girl. You know you want this. And of course, I haven't done that one this week. Another problem with so desperately wanting to connect, you feel like you need to become the hero. And we look for damsels in distress who will love us because we save them by buying them something. And I certainly haven't done that one. We all know it'd be a lot easier for us to trust if you surrounded yourself with people that were worthy of that trust, people that believed in you and what you are truly capable of. You and I also know that if you had a set of guidelines in the form of codes of conduct and principles to live by, you would begin to own your own worth without having to act macho. We all know that if you had that environment, you would begin to develop healthy boundaries. So you wouldn't have to be the hero or the doormat because you were able to connect to your own heart and your own voice to speak out about what really matters. Now I want you to imagine, just for a second, you're tired, you're coming home from a long day's work, and the first thing you want to do is just kick off your boots, grab a beer, and enjoy the rest of your day with a beloved queen. And as you get to the door, there's a note on it with your name. And you pull it out with a smile. Not afraid it's a goodbye note, because you built... Not afraid it's a goodbye note, because you have built that trust and that openness. And you pull out the card and it says, "Hi, honey. I hope you had a good day at work. I'm waiting for you in the tub." You open the door, the hallway's lit with candles. Soft music coming from the bathroom, and the smell of vanilla hits your nose. You rip off your clothes, you make your way down to the bathroom door, and there's another note. And this one reads, "We're gonna play a game to get to know each other better. And to make it interesting, bring in the bottle and the shot glasses with you." So now it's on. Yet another, sorry. You have yet another opportunity to show her how much you care. And as you sit together in the tub, you get this feeling of happiness come over you. Because your beloved queen has just shown you the love and the value you have always wanted in a relationship, in a fun, unexpected way. Well, you don't have to imagine anymore, because I'm enrolled in Dob Barron's Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership. And as a result, I was able to create everything I just told you about. This program is intense. It's massively results-driven and exclusive. If you are strong enough to apply, get accepted, and graduate, you will be challenged to step into your greatness. Maybe even a little bit more than you want to at times. But if you dedicate yourself, you will walk away with the skills and tools to have trustworthy relationships with friends, coaches, and a mentor that believes in you. And they will help you step into your greatness, to own your own value and worth, to have deep and loving relationships with others that you don't have to pay for. Because you were able to connect to your own heart and own voice to speak out about what really matters to you. How important would this be to you? To be able to trust again, to surround yourself with people you don't have to act for, to find and to connect to your own heart and your own voice. What would that be worth to you? You don't have to tell me, but you do have to be honest with yourselves. If this is something that's truly important to you, I invite you to meet me at the back of the room after all the presentations are done. I'll be there for 20 minutes, and I can't help you all. But for the first two, I will share with you my secret of being accepted into the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership. I can't wait to see you there. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Corry Chopyk.